welcome back to Space Engineers Contact. I'm back at base, which is different than where I left off. I decided to just drive back, drop off stuff, and then my plan for today is we're going to go back out to that research thingamahoosit, figure out what's there, maybe be a little more aggressively... we're going to break in. I can't think of a funny way to put that. We're going to break into someone's house, I guess. So I decided to come back mainly because I have a bunch of valuable ore on board. Relatively valuable, I guess. That I want to get back into the systems, and it's all refining and all that. I also need the cargo capacity if I'm going to, start figuring out what's in this building. Because my guess, and I had the realization, my task was to figure out what the Prototech folk are doing. Now, I don't know if this base is the Prototech folk, but I figure at the very least, if they're here, they're probably complicit in whatever crimes, which gives me complete jurisdiction for whatever I choose to do. That means this is not piracy or crime. Another perk of coming back and getting some of this stuff in, I'm pretty sure silver is the sort of gating component for tier 2 tools. So if we look at production, go to tools. Yeah. Tier 2 needs silver. Tier 3 needs platinum, but tier 3 welder's not bad. Tier 3 grinder is useless, and drills in general are useless. So, in fact, do I even want... The issue with the higher tier grinders is the higher tiers basically grind faster. So if you're just trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff, a tier 3 is kind of nice because it goes really quick. But if you need any more precision, it's too quick and you end up destroying blocks you wanted to only like ground down to hack or whatnot. So we'll queue up a that. We'll queue up a tier 2 welder. Organize some things because I bet the refinery is being silly. Just going to aggressively invite myself into the neighbor's house is also probably good because it gives the refinery a lot of time to chew through this stuff, because the higher tier ores take forever. I mean, even cobalt takes forever to refine. Okay, where are... There you are, lovely new tools. Let's dump my old stuff. Do some pointless reorganization. Alright, do I drive back over there as it's getting dark? So, oh. Let's also get some hydrogen fuel. I've been out of it so long I forgot I have a jetpack. So if I go up here, you can kind of see, as it gets dark. As I was driving back, I sort of beelined it straight from over there, which is where the research thing was. I found a ramp down onto the lake, and then I made a ramp marker for the ramp area back up to the lake. I figured I'd mark those out with some GPSs just to make life easy. I may... Ooh. Because I'm a doofus, and I like everything to be diegetic into world space, I'm gonna do some crazy stuff and actually... Instead of GPSs, I'm going to build like little beacon markers. That sounds fun. Unfortunately, the round beacon I cannot build on top of. I'm pretty sure I can with the normal beacon. Let's get some bits. I'll just test this out, because I should be able to make something fairly straightforward and simple. That isn't bad. I'd love to have like a big tall blinky light too, but yeah, I think that'll probably work well enough. basically all this is going to do is be a GPS marker. But, I don't know, it feels nice having a physical structure out there. I'll go ahead and load all these parts into the truck as they get produced. These things are kind of expensive. And we'll build them on our way back to Research Town. Okay, so that's pretty much everything loaded up. Last thing I'm going to do is actually leave the drone behind. Which I have to do... Where are you, drone control? It's probably in the dead center of the screen, I just can't see it. So I don't intend to do any mining. And I feel like... Ooh. Well, that was weird, we were zoomed in still. I feel like having the drone... I should verify that I don't have anything in the cargo on the drone. No. Yeah, having the drone with me is a bit of a risk in case I get, shot. Because I'm doing things that these people may not appreciate. Figure it's best to leave that behind. That way, worst case, I have an easy way to get some ores. And it makes me a little lighter, a little easier, to maneuver around. I think it's good for this mission. And now, doing this at night is probably not the smartest. That's okay, because I'm not the smartest. I think this is the path. Oh. Yes-ish. This may be a situation where, I pop into creative and use voxel hands to actually paint a little roadway. Because that's just something that can't be done in normal vanilla. Yeah, we'll just slap the beacon right there. I also don't want it in yellow. I've not really... I mean, this is a paint scheme, but I don't think I want to use this as my paint scheme. Maybe we do almost a faded bluish. Will be our base color. We'll try that for a bit, see if it grows on us, detail some other stuff on the base with it. Alright. We have a beacon generating... it's got very little power, but it only needs very little power. Now, do I need a control panel on here, or can I control it all? I can control this. Okay, how far from here is the other alpha ramp? Oh no, alpha ramp is here. Bravo ramp is... Okay, we'll click it up to 4 kilometers. My thought here, these are basically just for getting on and off the lake. So I know where the lake is in general because it's where all my GPS markers are. If I just get close to that, I just need these to broadcast close enough that I can see them. I'm actually gonna try and build a little control panel because I'm curious if I can change the color of a beacon. Like the GPS marker-y color, not the light color because you can't. Oh, also these need displays. I thought these just needed computers. Oh, good thing I built this in first. Oh, and crud, I'm out of iron. Do I have any stone left? No. Ah. Okay. Well, I guess I am doing some mining. In fact, if the truck weren't in use, I could fully load it up with a bunch of iron. Because apparently I need more. Oh god, hold on. Oh, this is going poorly. The drone is out of power. Okay. I'm gonna go hand mine some iron. I thought about it, but I didn't, well, clearly think about it enough. The drone, because it was just kind of sitting up there, its battery wasn't recharging, I guess, off the truck. In fact, maybe the truck was stealing power from it. Which means it is now out of juice. Almost. We'll set that to recharge just to preserve what power it has. I guess what we'll do is I'll bring the truck, pick this up en route, and carry it with me. Even though that's not what I wanted to do. I may set it to recharge on the truck, because the truck's also not recharged since its batteries were built, which isn't great for it, but at the very least it has 2 batteries versus 1, and wheels are much more efficient compared to thrusters. At least I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this is all, well, honestly, I'm surprised things haven't gone the wrong way before in this series. It's kind of been fairly smooth sailing up until this point. So I realized these take interior plate versus these that take full steel plate, which means these are technically slightly cheaper, although they do take more computers and other things. So they're about the same, but I built these. They look cool. They look more like a terminal input, even though it's in the ground. Dang. Yeah, no, I cannot change the color of a beacon. Maybe the round one can? I don't know. Probably not. Alright, well, we'll change its name to Beacon Alpha. That way we at least know what that is. Now, we go get the drone. Nice thing is, without the drone, I can drive in third person. So, I covered up the points where I could see what the batteries were. What are our big batteries looking like on this? Okay, 127 kilowatt hours each. Depleted in 7 hours. Turn this on before I can take it off. Sitting, this thing had 9 minutes of juice. So hopefully I can find a way to access the battery. Ah, there we go. Hopefully I have enough juice for a quick hop. Oh boy. 7 seconds. Connected. Okay. Turn off dampeners. So the entire truck is now at idle, depleting in 3 hours. So if I set that to recharge, be depleted in 4 minutes. So I'm going to set that to auto. Worst case, I should have enough juice to get the truck home. Hopefully. So, if I can get the truck home and still have power, I can build a docking connection for the truck, which I need to do anyway, then charge it up and charge the drone at the same time. So this isn't optimal, but I think we should be able to make this work. And now if I do things wrong disarming this research outpost, well, I have to build a new miner as well. Get our next beacon in place. Guess we'll put it over here. And then at the very least it'll feel like, you know, I've put some time into an infrastructure. So that is something that, well, you rarely have to do in Space Engineers, which is why it's not often done. But I feel like it adds a lot more life to a world if you're actually, you know, you're building things in it. Even if they aren't strictly necessary, having little infrastructure bits to, you know, make it feel like a broader world instead of just a weird rock that you've stuck a house on. Oh, dang it. I only put enough girders in for one wind turbine. Yeah. Things are not going well for me today. Oh, God. That was the wrong button. So, I was flying dampeners off to save fuel. I went to hit the dampeners on button for landing. I accidentally hit the jetpack off button. Amazing I didn't die there. I was moving at like full speed. Huh. Alright, well, that was a fun adventure. Now, something I'm going to do here that I rarely ever do. I'm going to actually change the color of some of these beacons. Yeah, to sort of a brownish color for ores. My thought here is it's very easy for the HUD to get cluttered, especially with all these unidentified things about. So, if those are sort of a... It's not really more subtle, is it? But they're their own distinct color. I know those are ore markings, or GPSs. I know the standard blue is... It's going to be for navigation or anything like that. Yeah, and then everything else has its own colors, so it should be good. Now, we'll see. I managed to find my way down this fairly easily, but there were some navigational hurdles in between here and the research outpost. So we'll see how well those are handled. Especially, I'll have to be careful in the dark because I may not see them until I'm in them. There it is in the distance. This is a much more dramatic angle to approach this thing from. Now, where is this? Oh, there's the gully. Yep. That's not what you want. And what I did last time is it kind of flattens out that way. I'm gonna see, it looks like it may be, this may just be a little trench and I can go around that way. Luckily it did look, oh hello gully. It looked like the sun was starting to peak up, so at the very least, hopefully we'll be able to see things a bit soon. I think I just can do this. Ooh. Okay, it's not the greatest, but I think I can make it. Yeah. That's one of those points when driving in first person is rather unnerving because you can't really see what's, you know, I don't know what's going on where my wheels are compared to where I am. It's kind of hard from this perspective to tell if there's like a ditch just in front of you. So if I park here, that may It may have an angle on the drone. I'm gonna roll back a bit with spectator if I can, or third person. Just down into this gully. Yeah, because from here, I think I'm just below the terrain. Our antenna should be good. I guess first I can peek into windows. But they do have these two turrets. At least two. Looks like just two. So they're friendly at the moment. I don't know how quickly they will be offended by my removing them. So I'm going to go for the turrets first before trying to breach the building. Let's take a peek. I don't see anyone home. Also doesn't look like there's too much of interest going on. Let's see what happens here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no! Okay. It did have line of sight at something. Come here, turret. So they don't... Oh, stop it, you! This is a very heavy turret. So it did have a line of sight. Let's see if it actually did any damage. No, doesn't look it. Okay, good. So they definitely do not like being ground down. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like the cargo ships where it takes a while because you have to anger the faction. But no, these guys are straight to the point. You start grinding, they start shooting. It doesn't look like any drones have appeared. So that's good. I don't strictly even know if that's a thing. I assume it happens, but may not be for everything, or maybe it's only, you know, maybe it happens eventually type of deal. Well, now that we have done that, oh. Let's very slowly hack our way in. Try and peek through the little window. I don't see a turret in here. This is where the higher tier welders and, higher tier grinders are real handy as breaching and entering. Here we go. Infiltration time. Uh-oh. Real quick, though. Just so nothing untoward happens. That's a door. I'm safe. Oh, hey. Look, it's the tools I just built. That's handy. Okay. Not seeing any turrets in there. I do wonder. Let's... Oh. Have to look somewhere else. Oh. Okay, Galactic Hauling Services is who these guys are. So these are not, I guess, the Prototech folk. Okay, maybe my my theory about this being legitimate is now lessened. This may just be piracy. Okay, well, you know, sometimes that happens. Oh, they've got cargo containers. Let's just look at everything. So... Oh, interesting. Apparently, if you don't hack stuff, you can no longer see it on this list. Because this cargo container wasn't here, now it is. That or I missed it because I'm not good. What is this? Ah, that's a defensive. That's how it was able to target me, even though it didn't hate me. It's this detected potential threats. Oh, hold on. Well, I'm not going to be able to see. I don't think there was a turret up here. I didn't think right. Okay. I mean, this is a lovely little house. I guess they aren't in. Let's see if I can figure out what these buttons do. Okay, so that turns off comms. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad place, really. I guess. I could rip it apart. It doesn't seem like there's anything of particular value here. Yeah, so I'm still a decent ways from actually pissing these guys off. So that's good. Oh, this is control of the turrets. Okay. I dealt with that. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything particularly Factorum-y in here. So that's good to know. So these things are just, you know, they're from the other factions, but they're just things existing in the world versus it's not all tied to this Factorum group. Let's see what this says. Quota. He told me if I don't make my sales quota, I'll be fired. But no one comes to this sector anymore. Can't work my magic if no one shows up. Okay. So this was a research outpost. Oh, I guess... So this is a research outpost for the Galactic Haulers. I'm guessing that this was like a marketing research? Like a work from home situation, maybe. Huh. Yeah, so I did just break into someone's house. But I had to verify that they weren't secret Factorum operatives, I suppose, so that's my loose justification. Let's steal all their crap for evidence and then get home. So I'm not gonna bother, like, grinding the place down. I don't think that's worth the hassle. But I might as well, you know, take what delicious bounty I can. Oh, in fact, geez, I didn't actually process this. There's platinum in here. Oh, that's... okay. Piracy has its perks. On that topic, I guess I have to make a decision. Do I want to... is that the way I want to progress through this? I suppose it's a real moral quandary, isn't it? Am I willing to take the easy route but sacrifice my ethics and my humanity for it? Also, the stacking multiple tools is lovely for, you know, storing them in cargo. It's a real pain when you're carrying them, because it means that your inventory becomes quickly full of tools. I also maybe don't need all this ice. This is a lot of ice. But yeah, I don't think I want to be a pirate. I don't think that's my goal here. So I feel like if I am standing up against the malicious, I guess, Factorum, I need to be the paragon of good in this world. And if I'm just, you know, blindly robbing and pillaging everyone here, for all I know, this guy could be completely unaffiliated, just, you know, trying to live that work from home lifestyle. And I've come along and screwed that all up for him. In this particular case, I'm not too worried about it, but if I do that a bunch, you know, am I really any better than the people I'm trying to stand against? In fact, I'll leave him all as ice, mainly because I have no use for it. Okay, well that's pretty much everything I can carry. So, interesting for sure. I do think I'm glad I stopped in. I got some good stuff out of it. But unless I get really desperate or mildly inconvenienced, I don't think I'm going to harass those guys anymore. We'll go and poke around, look at them, because I am curious to check out what's going on. And I do probably owe it to, you know, whoever's sent me on this mission, to check and make sure that they aren't secretly in cahoots. Oh, God. Oh. I just scraped my corner. Yeah, so I'll poke around these guys, you know, like the military outpost. I'll go check it out in more detail at some point. But I don't think I'm going to go a-robbing. Granted, I guess I won't know until I try if they are in cahoots. So I don't know, maybe this is all just moral quaffing, and at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I do. We'll make that decision later. Oh, God. Oh, no. That's what I was afraid would happen. Driving too quick. Oh, and that's a lot of cargo storage from the cockpit that's now gone. What things do I have that aren't as valuable? Can I put stuff back into here? No. Okay. I'll dump that steel plate. Take some of these. Realize I shouldn't have dumped that. Dump the magnesium. Let's get this scrap metal out. This does put me in an interesting predicament, though. How am I gonna get home? I'm now kind of wishing that I was actually merge blocking the drone down, because then I could use its remote to drive. And the drone doesn't have enough power to fly. Actually, before I get too crazy, I did pick up a bunch of components. I may just have the parts to slap my cockpit back on. Maybe I should try that before I start getting too creative. Okay. Last thing I need are displays. I betcha I don't have any. Yeah. Do I have anything on board? Ooh, I do. I have these event controllers. Let's clear some more room. Hopefully those don't delete themselves. So that'll get me 2. I need 2 more. What else might have them? Oh. Aha. I don't even think I'm using these yet, so. There we go. Okay, now I don't have enough room for all the things. Oh, because the drill... Oh, no. Okay, so what's happening is the drill can only fill up with ores. And it's my main ore storage. The issue is my inventory is full of parts, which means I can't pick up this magnesium. And actually, this magnesium's not an ore. I need to somehow unload enough stuff that I can refill. Yeah, refill everything. I need to get the ores out so I can put the ores in last, because the ores have to go in last. This is a weird issue to have in Space Engineers, trying to physically shuffle things around.
Inventory full.
Okay, that goes on the ground. Those go on the ground. Those come with me. Really doing a lot for a few screws.
Inventory full.
All of that there. I need more of that to come out. More of that to come out. So I can then fit those in.
Inventory full.
Now the ores go in.
Inventory full.
Okay. Now everything is back in. We are good to drive again. If we can get out of the hole. Oh, come on, wheels. Oh, come on. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, and I don't have controls. Okay, let's get flattish. Handbrake. Power controls. I think that's all I need for now. Oh boy. Where even am I? That way's home. That was confusing and difficult. Let's get home, get all this junk offloaded, and then... I don't know. I'm realizing I've more or less learned nothing from the previous events, because I'm again hurtling along over the ground. Though honestly, I mean, the truck had handled just fine for most of it. I think I just got myself into particularly bumpy terrain that was just slightly too bumpy. The downside of how I've built this, the first thing in the front that contacts the ground is the cockpit. Okay. Home sweet home. Right. First steps first. Let's actually get the truck out. Let's think up how we want to do charging. So I've got things lined up. My thought is if I have basically a stalk that comes down from the roof that ends up about here, maybe one that folds, that way, one, I can get the exact height I need, and two, potentially I can, heck, I just had a fun idea. I could potentially set things up to store two vehicles, where one goes onto the connector, hinges up and is basically floating over the floor, and then you park another car under it. That may be a little too silly, but I think that basic idea holds merit. I should probably think up two. My eventual plan is that this floor is 2 blocks tall. So let's start actually blocking that out. So that'll be the room. Then there is a floor here. And then another 2-story high room. And then that is the roof of the actual building. I may do some crazier things. So if I have it sloping back here, then this layer actually becomes the roof in here, which feels more fitting for the size in here. All of this is to try and figure out where and how to pipe for a conveyor and connector. If I want it to end up here, okay, I have a connection point here. So if we get rid of our, get rid of this, tubes through this ceiling bit, and conveyor from the top of the refinery to that block there where I could have a hinge. So we leave it large grid for the extra distance. I have 2 conveyors there, then another hinge. That one converts to small grid. That seems good, except for I misaligned it. Because that's, well, that would eventually be that. While I'm at it, I could have a skylight that goes along here that gives some natural sun. We'll add that in later. So, and I definitely did this intentionally and not on accident, but the hinges I have set up, so the little tick mark thing is negative for a hinge. Because these hinges are sort of reversed of each other, it means if I controlled a negative on both of them, I can set them to the same direction and they will sort of move opposite each other. So it means I can keep whatever is attached here flat, which is a good thing to do. Because it means essentially I can lift up the vehicle, it stays, in vehicle orientation. It should be able to fold more or less flat against the roof if I wanted it to. Okay, so I think I've got this set up, so if I hit reverse, yep, you can see the connector stays flat. Yeah, perfect. It raises up. It would be sticking the vehicle out of... Okay, well, we won't worry about putting a vehicle on it then, which means I'll change the heights just to bring it fully flush with the ceiling. All right, let's go ahead and get parked up so that the truck can get fueled. Then I should also probably pipe it real quick so that I can also get charge. Or not charge, get offloaded. Because we'll be getting charge now. Alright. Piped up. All of these ores should almost have made it into the refinery. Hold on. Let's get in so we can make this unloading easier. Show only ship inventories. And then show the cargo container. This way everything goes where it belongs. I think we'll go ahead and call it here. Much in the same position we were when we started, just with an arm and some more minerals. So we did a fair bit of learning this episode. I think we have a better idea of what's in store for us out there at these other bases. I hopefully, well, I don't know, I may do some general scouting stuff and just see if I can find anything else out there. I'm kind of hoping there are things like wrecks or stuff that I feel less, morally compromised by salvaging. But don't tell me if there are, I want to find them myself. But that'll all come in the future, so for now, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more, or, just feel like supporting me or whatever. And until next week, bye-bye.